Hello, anchored man. Good to see you again. Welcome to the show that champions for your well-being.
Yeah.
My name is Mr. Call, and with me on set is the amazing MBA.
Asante.
Karibu sana, Faith.
Thanks for having me.
So glad to have you.
Yeah.
You've been telling us wonderful and exciting things.
Awesome.
I feel safe.
I long for the day when our society is going to look at men as important.
Okay.
Just as we look at women as important.
Amazing.
And developing and equipping men becomes a big issue, just like it is for women and girls today.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now that the conversation is picking up along men and boys, and it's moving to sort of action-oriented planning, and I hear you talk about institutionalizing men and boys. What exactly does it mean? How important is that to a young man out there?
So institutionalizing is where the government is taking up the issue or the agenda of male engagement and inclusion, and putting it within the gender systems of governance, of government. So that means that at policy level, men and boys are also going to be included, both as people who are supposed to be impacting the society, and that way we talk about positive masculinity, and then in the gender world, and then we also talk about rights of men and boys. Many times people talk about human rights.
Yes.
They talk about girls' rights. World Day of the African Girl Child. You know, when people are celebrating children, they forget about the boy and they put the girl there. You know, and I always say, give me my sons. I am a mother of sons. Why am I raising these boys if they don't have space in the society? So that is part of the inspiration that brought us to where we are today.
Okay.
And what are we talking about when we say this? We are talking about data. For a long time, researches have been done, but they do not focus on men. They only focus on the challenges of women and girls. So a lot of money has been put into research and everything, and that has inadvertently left out the man in the development agenda. Because you're only able to say this number of men, but you do not understand the small things in the research, or the small a few things that are a disadvantage to men. Again, systems have not been looking at men as part of the development agenda. Men are only seen as maybe an impediment to women and girls' development, but they are not viewed as a solution. So we've come of age where from the time the UN started talking about he for she, we started seeing and viewing men as a solution to gender and development. Now, I'm one person who says, if you want to stop teenage pregnancies, work with the boy. He's the owner of the main thing. And that's the sperm. If you leave out the sperm, if you're able to control the sperm, you will control the teenage pregnancies. So I don't look at gender-based violence and GBV from the woman perspective, because she's the victim. I look at GBV from the man perspective, who is the predominant perpetrator. At the same time, we have cohorts of men who are also disadvantaged, who are also facing a lot of gender-based violence. So we are also voicing their issues. So we are talking about two things: the issues of men and their rights, and also positive masculinity that is going to impact the society and protect and prevent some issues happening in the society. Now, with that, we talk about data. We want to empower the boy child, because a boy child today is the leader of the community in waiting. He's the culture. He's the cultural custodian of tomorrow. So we have also to empower this person who's coming up. He's the father of tomorrow. He's going to own Kenya tomorrow. So how are we, and the leader of tomorrow? My son could be the president of Kenya tomorrow. If I don't impact him if I don't equip him in the right way, where are we headed in the community? The other thing that we're looking at is, how can men stand out and say no to GBV at community level.
Awesome.
So we're looking at how do we transform our social norms and culture that are very retrogressive and that are inhibiting progression and development for the woman and girls, and even to some extent for the boys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Someone told us last week we don't have to be captives of our past, but we can learn new things today and change our future.
Oh, yes.
And I'm glad that you're spearheading that conversation. And maybe in just a few seconds as we close this video, are there avenues where people can look out to or plug in?
Oh yes, oh yes.
In the
You know, I
coming days or
told you
something?
October, November is a heavy season.
For men,
And
yes.
in October, the last week of October with government and in partnership with the UNFPA, we are going to be launching Thriving Communities Africa in partnership with our national government, the State Department for Gender, and also UNFPA. We are going to be launching something we are calling the 5th thematic area, which is on male engagement and inclusion.
Awesome. Okay.
This is something that is going to bring an opportunity at policy level and also inform implementation at county level.
Right.
Now, from there, we have International Men's Day coming up, and this year we are going to have a 2-day convention, the first national convention for male engagement
The real men
and inclusion.
conference.
Oh yeah, the real one. This one has everyone, government, kila mtu hapo ndani. And we'll be talking about issues of men. We'll be assessing data and looking at what is this that has been happening to the man and we've left him behind. So with that, we want a lot of support, and we are calling out on anyone who would be able to support us for the convention.
Amazing. Thank you very much for carrying this as a burden.
Yeah.
So men, there you have it. There are opportunities and avenues where we can plug in and get help. Please feel free to reach out to us on the numbers appearing on your screen. We'd be glad to offer any assistance and to give you more details about what the MBA is talking about. And until our next episode, see you and God bless you.